Hello everybody, welcome to Joyce Farkas Fluid Art. So today I'm going to work on some CD clocks. I produced about 5 of them about a week ago for a show, and I had a viewer ask me how I make them, if I had a video, and I said, you know what, I don't think I've ever done one for my CD clocks, so I am going to do that today. So these are just old CDs. My husband had a whole bunch that were blank, still in the little case. So I snagged those up. I covered the real shiny side with tape. I don't think it really matters which one, but I like the way the shiny side looks when the tape's removed. I leave the hole in the center. You can cut out the hole if you want, but when you go to put the mechanism on, it's harder to cover up the bigger hole. So last week I forgot and cut that hole out. This week I'm going to fill it with paint and then resin and drill it because I think it will do better. So anyway, cover the back and you're ready to go. Leave the hole covered. Today I'm using, what am I using? I've forgotten already. PPG Multi Pro in the Eggshell. And my colors are Permanent Red Purple by Amsterdam, which is this pretty pink. I have 24 Karat Gold by Deco Art. I have Greenish Blue by Amsterdam. I have Dioxazine Violet by Triart. And I have Cerulean Blue by Triart. So we're just gonna go for it here. So put some paint here in the middle. About like that. It might be a little bit too much, but I don't know. So something that's been hard for me to learn to do, because I usually do the great big paintings and you have to put a lot of paint down, is it's been hard for me to learn to think smaller and put smaller amounts of paint down. You know what? Shoot. I was going to swipe that. Let me do this. I'll put a little more on this side. I forgot I was going to swipe these and not blow them out. So I'm just going to kind of puddle here. Oops, making a mess already. And here. Hopefully you can see that okay. Get my hand out of the way. So I'm going to puddle over here instead of here. Kind of forgot. And greenish blue. And then dioxazine purple. And cerulean blue. My Triart. All right. And I think we will, let's do the white. So Activator. And we're just gonna do like that. That looks pretty. And then we're gonna give this a spin. Not used to working on the small stuff. Needs another more spin. Get off that side. I love the color combination. That was quick and easy. Now, something else that I do. I do my jewelry and dip it whenever I get the opportunity. So, meant to grab my foam. Like that. Try to cut that out maybe. So whenever we get furniture packed in something with styrofoam, I save those pieces, and that's what I stick my things in. So I basically use the cabochons, and I use this little tacky glue stuff, museum paste or whatever you want to call it, and I got it off Amazon. I stick it on that heart like so, and then I dip away. I think that's pretty right there. And then pull it up. And then, I don't know if you can see that, but basically you get a nice little pattern. And I have found this fall that the jewelry kind of has been saving my shows. So if you're not dipping jewelry, you should be. This is pretty. Pull it up. And do this. Pretty much every painting. If I get something that's come off that's pretty, why not take advantage of it and dip. I don't dip everything, but I dip a good bit. I don't know if you can see that. You see? And it makes very pretty jewelry. Spin it one more time here. Oops. Right, I think we need other side here. Stars. I like these little stars. I make lots of magnets with these. Just like that. You know what? If it dries and you don't like it, peel it off and clean it with some alcohol and you're good to go for the next one. So, I like the way that looks. Don't love the negative space over there. I don't know if I can get it further out, but give it a shot. Oops, I'm slinging paint. I don't like to sling paint. Not down here in my work area. Got it right across the front of me. Good job, Joyce. Alright, well, I think it's pretty good. My cleaner upper here. Clean it up a little bit. I could probably spin a couple more times, which I would like to do. And if you follow me, you know that I collect my paint and recycle it for base paint. Don't use it every time, but I use it a lot of time. So there we go. And I think we can spin a few more times. I think it's coming off a little bit there. Oops. This is not my regular spinner. I use a great big spinner that's wooden. but this one, there, it came off good. This one does a pretty good job. So, and want to move this. And do another one. That one's pretty. There we go. Like that spot. See if I can fix that. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. All right, so there's one. I always like to do them in batches. If I'm going to do one, I might as well do 2 or 3 or 5, you know. Again, saving my paint. Runoff. There we go. Using a palette knife. I'm making all of these swipes. I've got another one ready to go here. Put it down. Whoops. Oh, sorry. I kicked the stand. That's not good. All right, so I don't want to do the same colors over again. So I've got, I don't know if you can see them. Yes, you can. Back here, I've got 2 stacks of already mixed paint that I want to use. Okay, welcome back everybody. Last time we were together, we painted these cute little CDs to create clocks. I went ahead and let the paint and then resin fill in the hole, as you can see. But I'm just going to take my handy dandy drill, and I just want to show everybody this. This is something my husband got me last Christmas. It's a Ryobi drill and screwdriver set. It's battery operated. It's nice size for my hand. It does rotate here. I think you gotta hold this. Forgot how to do it. Sure, there we go. So it does rotate where it can make a stick, but I like to use it this way. And these drill bits come with this little thing here. I don't know what you call it. And it fits down in here and is snug. It also comes with, where did I put it? There it is. With this piece, which fits the screwdriver pieces. And that fits down in here, and then your screwdriver pieces fit in here. So I really like this. It's come in very handy, and it's easy for me to use. So anyway, I'm using a larger drill bit. So basically I just need to drill a hole that is at least the width of the stem on the mechanism. Now let me show you real quick. Here are two different mechanisms with two different size stems. I'm going to hold them over the, I think maybe closer is better. This one's a longer stem than this one. I don't like to use the longer stems for the clocks. They're very thin, so you don't want to have all this extra stem there to have to deal with. I will try to put a link on the post to all my parts that I get. I'm getting them from Amazon. I used to buy stuff from clocks.com or clockparts.com, I think it is. But I found that I could get the same parts, like the bolts and the washers and everything. I could get them cheaper from Amazon. And then this is the hanger piece that goes on the clock. But I'll put links to everything that I used today. So anyway, I haven't removed the tape from these yet, but they're next. I'm going to go right into the center. I don't know if you can see me or not here. You can go this way. I'm going to go right down into the center of this and drill a quick hole. Ooh, it's spinning. I don't want it to spin. Definitely want to try to get the center. Close. And I'm off center just a hair. Might be easier to go through the back because it's paint in the back. I'm not putting a ton of pressure because I don't want to break my CD. So I'm just putting enough pressure to get through the paint. And I'll do it right on a towel. me see how we're doing over here. Okay. It's a little off center. See if I can correct. There we go. Let's see how we did here. Well, that looks good. So there we have our hole. We'll see if it's big enough. And it is perfect. Perfect, perfect. So, it is ready to go. Now, I'm going to open up this package here. Actually, I'm not going to open it. I've got all those parts right here that I keep. So on the back, usually you get this little rubber washer that goes to the bottom. And then we need one of these little washers. I don't know if you can see that. Yep. And then you need a hanger. And I still have some of those. So what you want to do is put your hanger onto here so that it goes flat, and then this becomes where you can hang the clock from. So sometimes they snap in, but this one isn't. Then you want to put your rubber washer, then your mechanism down on your clock. Now keep in mind, this is the top of the clock from where you hang it. So you want to think about, how do you want your clock to appear? Do you want, I've got this white spot over here. Kind of thinking, I like it like that. So it's not perfectly top at the top. Then this little washer is going to go on. And then you need a hex nut, which I don't have in there. This is why you stock yourself with these parts, because sometimes the parts come in without, like one time I ordered in all these hands and clock parts, and none of them came with any of this stuff. And so I used what I had, and then I was shorthanded. So anyway, so then your hex nut goes on top. Now this is where you kind of have to know that sometimes, I don't know why, but sometimes, like with a record album, if you use the short stem, you don't always have enough threads to thread your bolt on, okay, or your hex nut. So you might have to leave out the little rubber one, and you can do that. It's not always the best idea, but you could do it. And then I love these. I don't know what they're called, but they're like a tweezer, but they have a little bit of a curve, if you can see that. And they clamp here. You can kind of clamp it down and it holds tight. I use that to get in here and tighten the hex nut. Oops, I don't have it on there. It's not threaded. So if you don't have enough threads, you're going to have to eliminate something. And I would recommend that. Oh, I might have that upside down. Is there such a thing as upside down? See, right now I'm having a little trouble getting it to thread. Every time I think I've got it, it doesn't go on there. There it goes. Now it's tightening down. You want to tighten it down as far as you can get it. Okay, so there it is. It's ready to hang. Okay, just needs a battery put in it and hands. Now, here's the tricky part. So a lot of hands, like this hand, came with all those parts in it. Let me get this open here. This is the wrong hand. I don't want to use this one. I think I want to use this one. So this one came with some parts in it. It came with a bolt, or the nut, and a little silver washer. And here's the deal. Sometimes these hands are too big. Like I can tell you right now, these will be too big for this. So I keep on hand a handy dandy little nail clipper. Okay. And ooh, this one's bent a little bit. Just bend it back. As you can see, that's going to extend beyond the clock. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me move some of these. Maybe you can see it on the white cloth. There you go. So if you just take your nail clipper, sorry about that. I had somebody pop into the studio. So anyway, you can see that the hands, well, maybe you can't. One hand has a bigger hole than the other. And that's because the stem has two different levels of size there. I don't know how you can see that. There we go. Can you see that? And so your bigger circle has to go on first, which happens to be your hour hand. Now I find it best and helpful if you put it on backwards first, just to kind of stretch the metal, okay? Then wiggle it off and flip it over and put it on. Now, this one is within the bounds of the edges of the clock. But when I get this one on, you're going to see that I'm going to have to balance them a little bit. So, again, I find it best, put it on upside down. Okay, just slides right on the thing. Wiggle it off, turn it over, and pop it on so you can't push it any further. This one's a little bent. Let's see if I can straighten it out a little bit. There we go. So if I put the two hands closer together, you can see one extends beyond and the other one is fine. But to make them look better together, I'm just going to take, probably about that much off. Just snip it. And then I'm going to take this one right to the edge, like so. So it would be like that. Then you have your hour hand. It goes right in the center to get it close enough there you can see. And then this has like a little, try it this way. Got a hole in the middle and a stem, and you just pop that right into the middle there, like so. And you want to push that down until it kind of snaps in place. There we go. And again, the same thing. The hand is extending beyond, and we don't want it to do that, so I'm just going to snap it just like that. And now you have a perfectly good clock. It's done. It's ready to go. Typically, when I display them somewhere, I put a battery in them, and I sell them with a battery. I sell these clocks for $45. They are super simple and easy to do, and I'm using old material. So, there you have it. How easy is that? So I'm going to do the other two real quick, but I'm going to speed up the process. So we'll be back in a minute to talk. Okay, so another thing you want to make sure of is that your hands are not going to interfere with each other and that they're straight. If you can see that or not. Try to get it closer here. There we go. Kind of want to be able to, each one needs to be able to pass the other. So, but there you have it. There are my cute little mini clocks, all done. And then I take a paint marker, usually gold, and I sign the back. And I give it a name. Sometimes I write the name on the back. So, there you go. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and share and subscribe, and we will talk with you next time. Happy painting, everybody. Bye for now.